Right, what's up, YouTube? Okay, look, I mean, who's the next Gennady Golovkin? Think about this. Back when Manny Pacquiao was active and he was like the pound for pound king, I thought to myself, wow, hey, boxing is dead after Manny Pacquiao. I mean, who else is out there? We even like talked about it in our group, like, like boxing is gonna die. What's gonna happen when Pacquiao retires? Because back then you had Mayweather and Pacquiao running the game. Then along comes Gennady Golovkin, right? I mean, I pointed this out right around the Pacquiao Marquez knockout. Gennady Golovkin came onto the scene about 5 years ago. Now it seems to be that we're getting closer to the end of Gennady Golovkin's career, right? I mean, look, even if you're the biggest fan out there, you have to admit, he's deteriorating. He is slipping. He's fading. Okay, we've got to come to reality. We just got to face it. Okay, I mean, I think he's got about 2 or 3 fights remaining, and maybe one in his prime. Possibly a Canelo rematch, maybe a Billy Joe Saunders Canelo. But regardless, he's on the decline. Who is going to save boxing for the real boxing fans out there, right? And not only that, look, you have to have that household name. You have to have that Pacquiao, that Tyson, that Ali, that household name where every, armchair quarterback, whatever you call it, every casual, every crossover, everybody and their dog, they've got to know this guy in order for boxing to thrive. So who's it going to be? Possibly Loma, I mean, it's kind of looking that way. He's only 29 years old, right? So, maybe, maybe we need to focus on Loma a little bit more and hype him up. So, look, right now, we got a great fight coming up: Lomachenko and Rigondeaux. Now, of course, look, look, one of my most favorite videos I've made on the channel was about a month ago when I talked about Lomachenko and Rigondeaux, and I said, look, Rigo, he's got to chase him, right? Because Loma, he's gone, right? He's moving on up to 130, and you got Rigo back there at 122. I was like, he's got to chase him, and he did. He did just that. So, you got to give props to Rigondeaux. But look, right now, I mean, dude is what is he, 36 years old, right? I mean, he's knocking on the big 40 door, right? He's pushing 40. So, I'm not going to give you my prediction right now, but I mean, you probably know what I think, right? You probably know what I think. I mean, come on. The guy's moving up from 122 to 130. I mean, he's moving up 8 pounds, to probably one of the best boxers on the planet. But then again, people out there will call Loma a hype job because of the competition. 9-1 Loma. There's that one. I hate looking at that one. It's kind of like that one at the end of Gennady Golovkin's record now. He's got that and 1 draw, right? But he's still undefeated, so whatever. But yeah, I want to talk about this fight for a minute, and I really think we all need to focus on it. And of course, we've got the Deontay Wilder coming up, Luis Ortiz coming up, WBC champ Wilder. Well, I'll make a video about that as well. But I'm gonna focus on these other guys for a while and kind of get away from Golovkin, Canelo. But if anything comes up, I'll be sure to to let you guys know. But let's start with Lomachenko. All right, like I said, 9-1, 29 years old, 5'6", 65.5-inch reach. So he's got the advantage on the height, the reach, the age, pretty much everything. And you could argue even the opposition, because I look over here at Rigondeaux, and it seems like, he's been riding that Nonito Donaire win, for a long time now, right? To me, that was the big win. What was it? April in 2013, beat Nonito Donaire, WBA, WBO, Super Bantam in his 12th fight, I believe, something like that. So, and hey, and actually, interesting fact on Nonito Donaire, his second pro fight, he lost, right? He's got like 4 losses right now. I'm talking about Nonito Donaire. His second fight, he lost. I was like, damn, that's crazy. But, and it's kind of, you look at Lomachenko, his first pro fight he lost, but we know what happened. Salido came in heavy, and we know the story, right? Came in heavy, fouled, fought dirty, and got the decision. Got a split decision. So But anyway, these two guys here, I think it's going to be a great fight. I mean, both guys technically sound, former Olympic champions. I mean, what is there not to like about this fight? So, and I think Rigo was, I believe he won gold in, I don't have notes in front of me, in like 2000, 2004, I believe, and then Loma in 2008 and 2012. Okay, somewhere in there. So, former Olympic champions, fundamentally sound. They're great. I like it, but what I don't like, I just don't like, the fact that I don't want to call it a mismatch, but it damn near is. I mean, look, in my mind, it's kind of a mismatch when you have a guy coming from 122 to 130. Now, I know people are going to say, yeah, but, Loma moved up, blah, 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 blah. I get it. I get it. But, he's bigger, okay, and he's going to be a lot bigger than Rigondeaux. So, but we'll in the age, of course, and not only that, look at the opposition. Okay, when you're looking at Rigondeaux, you got what, Flores, Dickens, Francisco, right? I mean, a bunch of no names until, I mean, pretty much from 2013 all the way up to Francisco. That's it. You've got Nonito Donaire, Dickens, Flores, and and I understand the argument could be made, well, who has Loma beat, right? You got Mariaga, Jason Sosa, Nicholas Walters, which, the Nicholas Walters, I don't think he really showed up that night. I think, he was kind of forced into it, and, we saw maybe like a 50% Nicholas Walters, so, I don't really count that. Martinez, okay, Gary Russell Jr., sure, yeah, it's a good win, right? Great win, which I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch, a Gary Russell Jr. Loma rematch, and then, of course, Orlando Salido. Now, one thing I wanted to see, I wanted Loma to avenge that loss, right? I wanted him to avenge that loss with Salido, and they offered the dude like a career-high payday, and apparently he turned it down. I was like, what the hell? And that's why we got the Mariaga fight. So a lot of people are kind of hating on Loma, for taking the Mariaga fight. But you have to realize, I mean, they were really trying to get Orlando Salido in the ring, and he backed out. So he tried, right? I mean, that's all you can do. But honestly, and I'll be honest, I think it is a cash-out fight for Rigondeaux. I mean, that's my personal opinion. I really think it's a cash-out fight. And, I mean, I'll make a prediction, but I'll go ahead and tell you now. I got Loma winning. I got Loma winning all day long. Now, I'll tell you what to prepare for. Prepare for this, okay? There's a lot of channels out there. They're going to bring in the race card bullshit. I'm telling you right now. There's a lot of channels out there. They're going to try to profit on it. They're going to try to play on it, and hopefully Loma doesn't fall into that trap and say something that can be twisted up or whatever, taken the wrong way, that kind of thing. But be prepared for that, because I've already listened to other videos out there, and they're already like calling Loma the great white hope and this, that, oh, well, now Golovkin's fading, oh, now they need Loma. It's crazy to me, and I really don't even want to get into it. Like, I don't care who they are or where they come from. It does not matter to me. You look at my top 10 favorite boxers of all time, okay, and I think I have like one white guy on there, maybe two. The rest of them are other than white people. So I don't know. I just hate that it's such a weak argument, and I'm ready for it though. I'm ready for it because, like I said, they've already started talking about it. Especially in the comment section. And really, you got the guys running the channel. They'll kind of feed, the people listening to the video. They'll kind of feed them a little bit to engage them in that, that argument, right? I mean, they're real sly, and they're real sneaky about that shit. So, just I'm telling you, beware, because it will happen. But, yeah, I mean, look, I think it's going to be a great fight, sure, I mean, I think it's going to be a really good fight, but man, I mean, I'll make a prediction video, but I see Loma stopping Rigondeaux, I don't know, 8, 9, 10, somewhere in there. I mean, and if he doesn't, I really think that, he's going to adjust, and he's going to basically find a way to adjust and dominate, You know, so I think this will be a dominating performance for Lomachenko, and you know, I think Rigondeaux he should stay where he is. You know, and you know, let me close on this. You know, there's a reason that HBO didn't really get behind Rigondeaux and promote him and try to make him into that household name like we talked about. You know, it's because he's a boring tactical fighter. You know, he's a boxing purist, and it doesn't make for good TV, right? It doesn't really sell pay-per-view events when you've got a guy that is like literally as boring as golf. Okay, I mean, like watching Rigondeaux fight, I love it. Okay, I mean, don't get me wrong, but he's boring. Okay, his style is incredibly boring. To where Lomachenko is incredibly entertaining. He's athletic. He's energetic. He's engaging. He's mesmerizing. He's the Matrix. You know, he's all of that. So I don't know, guys. What do you think? Who do you have winning? And I mean, what do you see in the future? And really, I would love to hear, who do you think is going to be, the next, at the top of the game, right? I mean, who are we all going to be talking about, fighting over basically, in a month from now, or, possibly after the Golovkin-Canelo rematch when those two are gone, kind of like how Andre Ward and Kovalev, they're gone, right? Who's next? That's my question.